Okay, well, before we start, we better have a fucking cigarette and a coffee. You can just see all three of my physical addictions in one video.
I'm literally addicted to Xanax. I'm literally addicted to Xanax. I'm literally addicted to Xanax. I'm literally addicted to Xanax.
But, yeah, where to begin with my addiction to Xanax? I guess we would have to start with, my anxiety. So, I never had anxiety in my life until I started doing cocaine. And, I was working as a painter in a paint booth, and I would, like I said in my other video, I would spend my whole weekend money on cocaine. I'd be up for 3 days, and I'd be broke by the end of the weekend, and I'd come to work on Monday, and I just would feel like absolute shit about myself. And I was trapped alone in a paint booth. We weren't allowed to listen to music, so it was just me and my thoughts the whole time. And that was the very first time I've experienced anxiety. Like, I've had panic attacks and stuff, but these were like, I would almost say, like, my anxiety attacks are like almost like psychosis. And when I'm at work, because my anxiety is work related anxiety, but there's a lady approaching and I'm getting nervous. But my anxiety is workplace anxiety, and I only get it when I'm at work. And so, I didn't know what it was. I had no idea I was having anxiety. I thought it might have been the lacquer fumes, or I drank too much coffee, or I didn't eat enough food that day. So I had no idea what I was experiencing. And then, so that went on forever. And then, a few years down the line, I was at a party, and my friend, she gave me some Valium before a party, and I knew instantly that that was my drug of choice. Like, benzodiazepines, like, my brain instantly went from crazy, crazy, crazy just to calm and collected. And yeah, I I started a new painting job, and my anxiety was absent for like the first month I worked there. And I started the job when I was going through my first stint of sobriety, and then I started drinking again, and then that anxiety came. And this anxiety, it's like I constantly have anxiety, but it's like a creeping of like, are you gonna have that psychosis panic attack? And it is very, very frustrating when you take your job very seriously and you're dependent upon, and it's embarrassing as a 31-year-old man being like, hey, I need to go home because I am literally in a state of psychosis. So yeah, so I knew I needed something for it, and I talked to doctors about it. I was put on Zoloft, and all Zoloft did for me was it kind of just, I don't know. It didn't really do much. It kind of kept the depression at bay, but did nothing for the anxiety. And yeah, so the Zoloft didn't really help my anxiety at all. It just, yeah, numbed the depression a little bit. And I just cold turkey quit those. I wasn't into them at all. So then I'm talking to a friend, and I got a hookup for Xanax, and I was like, hell yeah! Like, if I can get Xanax, for sure, I'm gonna try Xanax, cause like I knew it would help because I've tried Valium in the past. So yeah, I went into buying my first batch of Xanax with very good intentions. I I tried it on the weekend the first time, and I just tried a quarter pill. It was good. And then, oh, and I'm not just on Xanax. I'm on fluazepam, so it's more powerful than Xanax. Um, it was all good, yeah. And I chopped up my pills into quarters, and I took a pill with me to work, and whenever I had a panic attack at work, I would take one. So I was having a panic attack, I took one, and instantly relief, and I instantly felt normal, and it was crazy on how normal I felt. And it was just such a relief to me. So then I'm working again, the week's going on, and then I have another panic attack. And I take my quarter of my Xanax, and I was like, hey, I feel normal. Like, this anxiety is gone. So then the stupid thought in my head, well, you know what? Why don't I start routining this, and um why don't I start, why don't I just take this every single day? So it started off with a quarter of a pill in the morning, and then a quarter of a pill at lunch, and then a quarter of a pill at bed. And here's the thing about Xanax is that the tolerance ramp is literally just straight up. Like that that like initial like quarter each, one morning, evening, and night quickly turned into, a bar in the morning, blah, blah, blah. So right now, I currently do 8 bars of flurazepam a day. Yeah, and I am trying to get off them, which is an absolute nightmare in Canada. So here is my struggles now with trying to get off Xanax. And I know how to get off Xanax. It's just the Canadian system for dealing with benzodiazepine addiction is really fucked up. And I just wanted to add one thing. Like I said before, the Canadian system of dealing with benzodiazepine is fucked. There's a reason why Jordan Peterson had to leave fucking Canada to get treatment for his benzodiazepine addiction, and his was just clonazepam. It wasn't fucking Xanax, so that makes me feel even more worried and scared about this. But yeah, I just want to add that in. It's really irritating to me that and I know there's an opiate crisis, but it's really annoying to me that people with heroin addictions just get their methadone for free, and I don't have that same sort of treatment when my withdrawal can kill me and their withdrawal can't. So the first place I went to a rapid It's like a rapid detox center. They usually set you up with a prescription of what you need, and then they send you on your merry way. And the doctor there said, I'm not a benzo addiction specialist, so I will send you to an addiction benzo specialist. So I got sent to a doctor, and we talked, and he's like, well, what are you hoping to get out of this meeting? Well, I'm like, well, first, I'm hoping to get off benzodiazepines altogether. But what I would like to do is to start a tapering plan, and I would like to, replace one of my pills with Valium in a day, and then slowly transition onto Valium, and then just completely taper off that. And yeah, he gave me two options. It was either, so I took option one, but option one was he was going to give me a day, almost like how people who go to methadone clinics have to daily go get their medication. Well, he gave me a daily prescription. So every morning I have to go and pick up my Valium, which I don't do because it does not work with my work schedule. I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning to get to work, and it has to be an AM witness, and yeah, and it's $12 every time I want to get the Valium, which I am just not willing to do. And then yeah, so for his second option, which I didn't take, was to take a week off my work, which I cannot do because I just started a new job, and go to his care facility, and they would just rapidly put me on Valium, and which I heard, I've been watching YouTube videos on that, and it can have permanent side effects of just going from Xanax to Valium. Yeah, because Xanax is pretty much the cocaine of benzodiazepines. But yeah, it's been a little frustrating, and I am trying my hardest, and I'm trying to get into contact with this doctor about how this AM witness thing doesn't work for me, and this $12 a month doesn't work for me. And I'm almost like at the point where the same site that I get my Xanax off of, I think might just pick up my own Valium and try tapering off myself, because I did try the Valium he gave me on the weekend once, and they witnessed me take 5 milligrams of Valium, and then I went home and I took half a pill of my Xanax and another 5 milligrams of Valium, and instead of taking 8 bars of Xanax that day, I only took 3.5. So because of that 10 milligrams of Valium, I was able to push my, how much fucking Xanax I'd have to take in a day. And then I went into another time. It was a Sunday, and on Sundays the pharmacy doesn't open up until 10 a.m. So I woke up at 5 a.m. and I... Oh, sorry, I'm just recording a video. So it was Sunday, they didn't open up until 10 a.m. I woke up at 5 a.m. So I already took 10 milligrams of Valium and half a bar of Xanax. And the day prior was when I only had 3.5 bars of Xanax. So I was excited for the next day. to see if that could work again. So I went to the pharmacy and I was like, hey, I'm here to pick up my Valium. And they're like, okay, do you need water for your cup? Because it needs to be a witness. One of my pills need to be a witness pills. And I was like, ma'am, to be honest, I'm already on 10 milligrams of Valium and half a bar of Xanax. I don't need to take another 5 milligrams of Xanax, of Valium. And she's like, well, I can't give you your other 2 pills unless you take it. And so in my mind, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? I'm trying to get off fucking these drugs, and the only way for me to get a pill that could possibly help me get off these, they just want me to, I have to take more. And that fucked me up. That day was fucked because now I was on 15 milligrams of Valium plus half a Xanax, and I am not familiar with Valium, so I didn't know what to expect with it. So I'm on half a bar of Xanax, 15 milligrams of Valium, and I took the longest nap in the world. And when I woke up from the longest nap in the world, it wasn't even a nap, it was a sleep. I felt like really fucked up. And I didn't know if I was withdrawing or if I took too much drugs. And in hindsight, now I know I was just withdrawing from my Xanax. But I wasn't familiar with Valium, and I know the half-life is longer, so I didn't want to like risk taking more. So I felt like a fucking junkie in my house, you know, cold sweats and shaking. And I didn't know. But yeah, so that is my story. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't actually want to get off Xanax. It is literally the perfect drug for me. It literally makes my life easier. You can see it in my main channel videos where I went from completely uncomfortable talking on the mic to completely comfortable talking on the mic. And I never have anxiety at work. You know, work is always good. I do a good job. Maybe I'm a little dumb at work sometimes, but And another thing too is I've never been barred out. I've always taken a therapeutic dose, and it's weird to say you got up to 8 bars and that's therapeutic, but like I said, the tolerance ramp is so high that those 8 bars became therapeutic. And yeah, there's only been a few times where I accidentally took one more than I should have, and someone noticed. And yeah. So like 100%, if Xanax didn't have such a bad withdrawal, I would choose not to get off it and I would stay on it. And I describe it as an angel holding me and just flying me higher and higher and higher. And the higher she goes, the harder the drop is going to be. So I decided to deal with it. And also I'm on a quest to become a better man. And I don't think being dependent on a pill is quite in alignment of me wanting to be a better man. Yeah. And it sucks. I never, in one of these pockets here, I think. 1 second. I never leave my house without my fucking Xanax, just in case, It's come to that point. And yeah, and I don't think anybody's even noticed, because I've therapeutic, I don't know. It's a really weird drug for me, and yeah, I don't know. I guess to wrap it up, so where am I going from here? So currently I am not visiting the pharmacy for my dailies. I am just sticking to my Xanax routine. I have a meeting with the benzodiazepine psychiatrist and on the 19th, and we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna let him know that the way he has it set up for me just doesn't work for me at all. And yeah, but I don't know. I almost feel trapped, and it's it sucks because I don't like feeling trapped, but also sucks because Xanax has helped me out so much. It's kind of like a love-hate thing, and yeah. So I guess that is my story of me on Xanax and my addiction to it. So yeah, this is your boy Paperclip, and this is Life on Paper, and this one will be a fun one to edit for sure. And I'll check you later.